Hello and welcome to Grace, Gratitude, and Generosity, these 3G's that are foundational to our faith. This is a video series of Robbinsdale Parkway United Church of Christ. I'm Reverend T. Michael Rock, and it's so great to be with you in this way. It is such life-giving energy to find a place where we can talk about the deepest truths of our lives and find comfort and assurance and challenge and growth and all the possibilities of our deep soul work, the inner work that allows us to be beloved and to be more loving, to be more kind and more faithful in our walk. These videos in this ministry give me such joy that I can come into your place and make this happen between us. I think of you, I honor your journey and your presence as you watch these videos. Today, we come to you on the week of Martin Luther King Jr.'s 93rd birthday. This event, this experience of honoring this prophet that walked among us, to honor the ministry and the lifelong understanding of what it was to be thrown into a civil rights movement, that something that he wasn't necessarily prepared for, but that he found in the community and the training what his role was going to be. And he has this beautiful way of phrasing words and putting words together as all the prophets do, right? They speak such beautiful, eloquent truth. And he talks about the summum bonum of life, the greatest good of life. And it's love. It's unconditional love. And that part of his journey is how to embody unconditional love for the people around him in the movement, but also for his enemies. And part of the training in that way of working through civil rights legislation and workers' rights and economic justice and the humanity of all people was to find a way to open up the place of unconditional love in your heart. Now, King studied what this would mean, to really, really love someone, to really find that place of true connection and deep and abiding connection, this oneness that we share. And he went through all of the studies of the word love, and there was philia love, which is about mutuality and how we love our neighbors and how we love our friends and our families and that beautiful way that we enact our love together. He talked about erotic love, eros, that is the physical connection and that sexual kind of beautiful love that can entail. And he talked about the theos or thelio, which is the love of objects. And none of those equated to the unconditional love that he felt was the summum bonum of life. But agape love was about this unconditional way, that this love that came from God, that came from a divine source that enabled us to be present with, to listen deeply, and to honor the person across from us. And so he really encouraged the people who were going to sit at the lunch counters and who would walk across the bridge, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, who went through any kind of civil disobedience training, to find in their heart, to find in their soul, a way to tap into agape love, unconditional love. And to allow that love to open up that place that you would be willing, in a place of agape love, to suffer someone's anger, to suffer the pain of not being loved in return. And to know that that suffering would open up a place, a fissure in the soul of the other person, so that the two of you could find a way to love each other. That fissure would allow this understanding that we could have this unconditional love, and that would be a win for you, but it would also be a win for the other person. It was called a double victory. That we could find in this place of unconditional love a way to win over all the people who disagreed with us. All the people that have an argument that was going to be diametrically opposed to our argument. That it wasn't about what we stood for, but how we were going to be in relationship with each other. The summum bonum of life, King would say, enables us to find a place to be in relationship after our argument is over. And this would change the world, if we could tap into this kind of unconditional love. And friends, in our world today, we have lost the conversation of unconditional love, we always talk about the divisions and the dichotomies and what separates us from each other. But I believe so wholeheartedly that all of the ills of society, whether it's an opioid epidemic or poverty or the lack of affordable housing or anything else, the Build Back Better bill that provides for infrastructure and climate change and all the other things that are out there that are dividing us, all of that can be solved if we can find that agape love with each other. We can move through this pandemic in a way that heals and honors and comforts and makes each other whole. And so today I encourage you to find in your heart the place of unconditional love. And how are you on that journey? And I'll close with this brief story. I didn't come across this because I'm super smart or that I know Dr. King any better than anybody else. But this wonderful woman in my life who taught me so much, her name is Carol Bragg. She found a way to open up King's ministry in my heart in this understanding the sunum bonum of life. And so she called me yesterday and said, T. Michael, how are you doing on your journey of unconditional love? And I looked back over my last day and I said, I'm doing horribly with this. I've just not succeeded in the way I've treated my family and my friends and the world around me. But because of grace, I can start again on this journey. Because grace forgives me, heals me, and invites me on the path of unconditional love once again. This has been Grace, Gratitude, and Generosity. If you like these videos, click the like button, subscribe, and know that we'll be back again next week.